Hey guys, and welcome back to another video in my series Best Pets to Keep. The series in which I go over animals that I believe with right research and caution taken by people, they would make great pets for beginners all the way up to experts and people that have kept reptiles for a very, very long time. Now, before I start talking about the animal, I want to thank everybody who watched my last video and subscribed. I went to bed the night of the upload, and over the 3-4 days I didn't check back until I had to make this video, and I checked back on my previous version of this video and I saw the video had over 600 views with something like 23 likes, and I had gained I think 23 subscribers, which is amazing. For one video I couldn't be more thankful. And even better, lots of you commented on that video, which made me really happy. I replied to every comment on that, thanking you. So yeah, thanks for that. It really made the start of 2017 amazing for me. Being able to actually interact with people that had reptiles or had no clue about reptiles, it was absolutely mind-blowing. As I said in that video, I enjoy comments immensely, so please comment all you want. I really enjoy it. And thank you to the subscribe. I couldn't be more thankful for you. So now that's done, let's get into the video. Today's animal I'm going to talk about is the brilliant white tree frog, or dumpy as it's known in the pet trade. I own two named Winston and Blue, and they have amazing personalities and so cool to watch. They may be known as beginner pets, but they don't fail to amaze. And also, another thing I just want to mention, if you hear scratching and banging in the back, it's my iguana. She's gravid, I think, and she keeps digging, scratching and that, so if you hear that, it's just my iguana going at it. If you don't know, I split these videos into 5 categories that are money, so how much they cost and to maintain; time, how much time you need to spend with them; care level, so if you need lots of experience with animals, reptiles, anything like that or not; lifespan, which is quite obvious; and finally the requirements, which are like special needs for them, such as humidity, if they need a certain humidity or certain thing in the vivarium, so on and so on. So let's get into it. So white tree frogs are one of the cheapest frogs available at the moment. They go for around £20 to £60 depending on where you're buying them in the UK, and the vivarium cost will put you back about £50 as well. The vivarium will need a small water area for the humidity and that, but they're not like other frogs where they will constantly go in there. This can be achieved by just a water bowl. They also need, this is a necessary thing for them, is places to climb. They love climbing and hiding, so that can be achieved quite inexpensively as well, with just bits of bran, fake vines, so on and so on. Yeah, the vivarium cost isn't going to cost you much to keep up and maintain it. If you see in the background in my vivarium, I actually have a small quarter of my terrarium cornered off with water and a pump. That is completely unnecessary, but I have it because during the night I often see them going in there just swimming about, and it's pretty cool, and the pump features just look cool. Completely unnecessary, but just something I like to add. So unlike the hognose I covered in the last video, these frogs need a bit more of your time. They need to be kept at about 50 to 60% humidity, and they don't need no higher or no lower. That's the range they need to stay in. So daily misting is a thing lots of dumpy keepers have to do. It's one of the easiest ways to do. Have a heat mat and then misting each day. That often keeps it around that area. Also, they need feeding every other day. Now, this can change from animal to animal depending on where you read, where you get it from. I feed my dumpies every other day, and it's recommended that you feed them for 10 minutes that day, as much as they will take, because they will take a mealworm or a waxworm or a cricket or a gut-loaded locust. They will eat that and they will not eat until they're ready. So unlike the Pac-Man frog where it will just completely devour anything you put in front of it, they will take the time. So feed them as much as you can in the 10 minutes that you're there with them, and do that every other day during the week, and that should be brilliant. So that is at least 30 minutes a week of feeding your frogs. That is kind of a long time for feeding an animal, but if you've got spare time like that, it's brilliant to be able to keep them. So for care level, I wouldn't say you would need much experience, if any, but just understand that these are frogs, and therefore their skin is quite fragile. They do breathe from their skin. Saying that though, dumpies tackle handling a lot better than other frogs, and some enjoy it, as you can see in my video. My dumpy frogs, Winston and Blue, absolutely adore coming out. They love coming out, jumping about. So long two things really. Just make sure you have clean hands and washed hands with just water, not soap, because they may absorb the soap through your hands. And also don't let them start running around on like floors, sofas, because the stuff on them they're able to absorb, eat, get stuck in. It's just not good all round. If you're going to get them out, make sure you keep them on your hand. And you can let them jump about. They do like jumping about. But yeah, unlike other frogs, like the Pac-Man frog, their skin is very, very delicate, and it's advised not to pick them up. But these frogs handle it quite well. So if you want to be able to have a frog which you're able to handle and are quite inexpensive, this is the frog for you. So lifespan is quite long for a frog. They generally live between 7 to 10 years, but they may live as long as 20 years in captivity. So that's another thing just to keep in your mind, that they do live for quite a long time. And lastly, the requirements. They don't need any special requirements as per se. You can house multiple frogs together without any problems. As you can see in my vivarium, I house 2. Not sure of the sex here though. I do believe they're male and a female, but it's quite difficult sexing frogs. Now, there is one exception to that. If you are housing 2 frogs together, just remember they have to be roughly the same size. If you see Winston and Blue, they are pretty much the same size. They're about, I think one's 83 and the other's 87 grams. So I'm back. Apologies for that, guys. I do have a Jack Russell, and any sort of noise outside or inside the house just sets her off. So I can't remember where I left off, so I'm just going to go over it a little bit again. If you're housing 2 together, it's fine so long their sizes are roughly the same. As soon as one starts getting larger or smaller, as maybe you buy a juvenile white tree frog and put it in with a fully grown tree frog, remember they are gregarious, but they are not above cannibalism, and there's been many reports of frogs eating other little smaller frogs. It doesn't happen often, but you might as well buy 2 of the same size frog than buying 2 different size frogs and then one day only having 1 big frog. Keep that in mind. So yeah, that was the 5 categories. And just to sum up, I believe these are stunning animals to keep. A little more time required, but definitely worth it. So in the description there is a couple links to care sheets for white tree frogs to look at if you are thinking about getting them, as these videos are not designed to be care guides for them. It's just designed to give you an overall look at certain requirements that you may need to take into consideration before going out and buying them. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and again, thank you so much for the subs and comments and general support in the last video. My other videos have been hitting 15, 20 views, which is fine. I'm not about views and that. I just like the idea of being able to spread education and love for reptiles. But being able to get a video that hits 700 views, which is like my 6th or 7th video, is absolutely amazing. I've had some amazing people contact me through that. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for that. If you want to see any kind of videos, please leave a comment in the comment section below. If I'm able to provide that video, I will most definitely do it, no matter what it is. As I'm a smaller channel, I read every single comment that I get, and if someone wants a certain video that I'm able to provide, I will definitely do it. It's not about something I want to do, it's something that I want to help other people if they're struggling with something, or a group of people don't understand something. I would love to help people. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a comment, and remember, life is short but the world is wide.